I'm happy to have a friend artist here, Grant Withers, who's a contemporary photographer, and he had some questions about my painting, so I'd love you to address that for us here today.
Sure. Jane and I have had many conversations about art and technique, but also around the philosophy and kind of the behind the curtain aspect, and so I know I can ask Jane just about anything.
Yes, absolutely.
And I was noticing in a few pieces in her show here, some very particular gestures that she's added. In particular, these dark, I call them exclamation marks, or individual sort of pops of music that appear in these otherwise very soothing rhythms. These kind of catch my attention as an artist. So I'd love to hear more about why those are there.
And it's surprising that that's what spoke to you over the color per se, but it is these exclamation marks and musical notes or rhythms that I like to place in them. And I'm not even aware that I'm doing them, except, as you said, you see some ordered marks that are a little bit more methodically placed, purposefully perhaps, but these are just as purposeful in their gestures. And I take some time before I start to do those, mix the color that I like, and gesture it across the canvas. However, if it's too strong, I like to veil it over or cover it to some degree so that it becomes part of the painting rather than its own statement, because all of it should work together in harmony. So I'm glad you actually noticed them within the work, because they were probably a strong concept of the landscape that I want to
read. They fit, and maybe it's because of that veiling technique. Where it's kind of coming out and heading back in to the rhythm. And
also, I'd love to hear what you think about the light, because you capture light so beautifully. And did you see that in the in these pieces?
There are a few pieces actually. This one here, it's almost glowing around the edges. Your piece, Grateful Moments.
Yes.
And there are a couple of other pieces that really caught my eye because there's this almost cradling cloud-like look.
Okay.
In like warm clouds.
Yes.
Where a lot of the rhythm and a lot of the action is happening well inside the edges of the canvas, but it's being framed by these kind of glowing, blended elements of the reds and the yellows here.
Well,
those interestingly, light is often the light of a central object or central feature in a painting or photograph is in the middle.
Yes.
But or maybe in some other compositional position. But here, I see it kind of glowing on the outside, and then I'm drawn to the detail and the depth inside it, where it's a little darker, actually.
Oh, good. So a new way to look at light.
Something new every time.
So isn't it wonderful that we can discuss components that might inspire us? And I invite you to also look at artwork and photography in a new light, where you may be able to discuss some things that capture some joy or presence that is intriguing. So thanks for sharing that, Grant.